Yo. Mic check. This is Maine from Morning Masters Podcast. This episode you're watching is called The Timeline. This is a new show I got with my guy, I Love You, Jace, and this special guest, Miss Destiny. Dope episode. We did some dope memes. This is a dope concept. This show is great. I love doing it. Please watch it, share it, comment. Let me know what you think about the memes. Give me your take. Give us your take, if you will. This is a joint show. My guy, once again, Love You, Jace. But I want to make sure y'all know y'all can get these kind of sweatshirts, these Morning Masters sweatshirts at Design Lux. Go on Facebook, like it. Design Lux LLC. Dope sweaters. They also have some Christmas sweaters you can get for $26 a piece right now. You can go in there and check it out. These sweaters is nicely knit. Love it. Feel good. Like I love it. You know what I'm saying? And you can look like me. You can be dressing like me. You can get your Morning Masters kind. You can get you a Christmas kind. Whatever you want to do, go shop Design Lux. Also, go on Facebook and like Design Lux. That is DESIGN LUX LLC. Without further ado, let's get into the podcast. All right, mic check. All right, back with another episode of The Timeline. Got my guy, Love Jace Love. He off the camera. He'll be on the camera in the second half of the show. We got a special guest in the building, Miss. We're gonna do all that, but we're gonna do it now. All right, Miss Destiny. She in the building. She back. Last time you was on Morning Masters. We had a phenomenal episode, by the way. Everybody loved it. Thought it was dope. What you thought? You thought it was dope?
Yeah.
Yeah, you thought it was dope. You thought it was dope?
Yeah.
All right.
I didn't want to hype myself up too much.
Oh, so this is a timeline. So this is something that me and Jace started doing, and it's kind of just we gonna go off memes. We go off memes. It's like scrolling your timeline. We just have discussions about it. Sometimes they go deep. Sometimes it's just plain cut. We all have the same opinion. Sometimes we don't. So that's kind of how we do it. We normally let Jace read them because he went to Westside and he got the best reader knowledge here. Like he reads better than me, probably better than you too. No, you don't think so? Hey, come on. He gonna show you. But what I did want to do is before I actually got started with the timeline stuff. Now we all know each other from outside here. We work together too. Yeah. So I wanted to kind of talk about the fact that we all doing different positions now, right? Mm-hmm. And I wanted to talk about that because everybody, I talked to y'all personally, and yeah, we all are seeing different challenges in them roles right now. You know what I'm saying? It's not as easy as it was last year, you know what I'm saying, and where we at. So I wanted to kind of talk about that first, and then kind of go into the timeline stuff. So I will let you go first. Ladies first, of course.
Okay. Hey guys, so what you want to know about the role that I switched to?
Yeah, just where you switched from and some of the challenges you facing, like where you at now.
Okay, so if you all recall from like the last interview that I did, I was in more of a staffing, scheduling type administrator role. It completely switched up about 3 weeks ago, not even that long ago. I end up interviewing, getting a position for a marketing coordinator role. Something that I've always been interested in, something that I'm passionate about, and something that I've always kind of sold myself short on as well. So I majored in mass communications, emphasizing in public relations. But I guess just like never thinking that, hey, you know, I'm not going to be good enough. There's so many people out here that are more knowledgeable. They have more experience. Maybe, you know, their program was better. And so I dealt with that. Basically just went on and applied, got the role, and since I've been in the role, I faced challenges already. It's nothing, I mean, I'm pretty sure if you asked my coworkers, my colleagues or whatever, they'll probably say like, oh, no, you're doing fine. But it's just me having that pressure on my shoulder, like I want to succeed, and it's something that I am passionate about. So it's different than, for me, I guess, from any other role that I have been in, because I've always just did it because I felt safe with those type of roles, but now I'm actually having to push myself out of my comfort zone, and I feel like I have something to prove, not to anyone else this time, but just to myself.
Do you ever find yourself trying, like, or feeling like you have to get where you was at your last position? And I know that I'm only saying that because, like, where you worked at and what you did last time, you was like top 2, if not number 1 in that area. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So do you feel a need to like be there again, like ASAP? Like, I'm used to being the best at this, so I have to be the best now. But you only been there for a little bit amount of time.
Definitely. I feel like anyone in their role would feel that way as well because I did it for 3 years. So I got comfortable with the role that I was in. And you know what you're going to be expecting day to day. Nothing really changes too much, So you already know what, is expected. Like, if I'm on Tuesdays, I'm going to do X, Y, Z. And so, it's just difficult now, I guess, rolling with the punches, not knowing what's expected of the new role. And I guess just pretty much learning what they like, because everyone doesn't like the same thing. So, yeah.
What about you, bro?
I just started my new role about a month ago, something like that. Before that, I was like just a regular associate, kinda full time. I was doing a little delegating there, but it wasn't like my real position or whatever. So the new position I'm in is something I kind of did at a previous job, kind of the same kind of thing, but this is like more like babysitting. Sometimes like I didn't expect it. I didn't expect this to happen. Like, I was expecting it to run more smoothly and have a lot more communication going on.
What made you think that though? Just out of curiosity.
Just outside looking in and just being naive, not knowing what I was getting myself into. But yeah, it's been going pretty good though. I'm still happy that I chose to move up to this position, and I'm taking it in stride.
And what challenges like you face? Now, I'm gonna just be real, right, man. Just from talking to you, right. From what I see and talk to, because we text a lot. You text me about it. So like, is it a challenge? Because like, I don't mind saying this on camera. Obviously, when you was there before, I worked out there with you. So I managed out there with you. I managed different than a lot of other people sometimes. Everybody managed differently. Mm-hmm. So how I managed, I kind of catered based off like the people I had, and I just kind of go off that. You know what I'm saying? I try to train and learn as much as I can. Mm-hmm. I'm more patient, but I know like, where you at now in the position or with the company, wherever you at, it's like. It's not room for patience like that. You can't mess up money. You know what I'm saying? Like it's different when you're dealing with just items. You know what I'm saying? Or counting this or counting that and loading this, loading that. But now you're dealing with money. It's really admin stuff. Ain't no room for error like that.
Yeah.
So, but you did it before. It's like what's the difference you seen before and you doing it than now? Because you also didn't come up in that company doing that type of stuff. So it's not like you knew it beforehand. You gotta learn everything over. It seemed like. Mm-hmm. I would assume. I don't know.
Yeah, it was a lot of relearning, but also some familiarity going on in the position. I definitely had to learn how to be more responsible with because I'm responsible for multiple people now, not just myself. I gotta make sure this person do what they doing over here, over there, and if I don't know something, I really gotta go. I can't just be like, I don't know, man, like I could before, like, and pass it off to somebody. I actually had to go gain that knowledge so I can help this person next time, or I can help myself next time. Mm. And yeah, like you said, it's definitely a shift in management style with what I'm dealing with now. I'm used to, managers being hands-on. Pause. And like,
I ain't never touched you.
What you got going on? I'm talking about. Hold on. I shoulder to shoulder when we doing work. You know what I'm saying? Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, make it seem better. Saying. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm used to people being like that, instead of people like being like, distant. Like, figure out yourself the whole time. And it can be real chaotic.
But I will say this, cause like, and obviously the person that was, I know the person, so I was gonna say that like I do think that people got different ways of managing, and that I came under that person, and that worked for me though, like to go figure it out, like it just worked for me. Yeah. It might work for everybody else, but like it made me learn what stuff was at, so I don't have to ask them again.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Some people just manage different. I don't think nothing wrong with that. It's just it ain't for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So I'll say that, but. Yeah, I think that's dope that you do, and I'm proud of you for stepping up and doing that. There's more money, you know what I'm saying?
Appreciate
it. Definitely, and for me, like I said, it all go full circle because everybody push everybody kind of in this room anyway. Mm-hmm. So I always blame her for what I'm doing now. I'm not blaming, but I always give her kudos, but I blame her sometimes when it's not going right. But I'll blame her, but it's the same thing. So essentially, like you so used to doing one thing, you in a whole different store. Like her, I'm in a different place now, and you so used to it being one way. Or you being looked at one way, or you're not being responsible for certain things. So something that I wasn't responsible for. I could have been, but I wasn't. And now it's no choice. Like I work from the front of the store to the back to side, it's all me. Like, it don't matter. What if I'm over? What if I get graded on? So if this look bad, no matter how good that look, you ask if it's bad. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what I'm up against. But that's only a challenge I see. And then just be there a lot of time. You did like all day now, but not by choice. You know what I'm saying? Before, if I was there all day, it's kind of like I wanted to stay. I wanted to get that done. I wanted to stay over to help this. I don't have a choice now. Nigga, you here all day. You got to close the store down. Nigga. You have to be the last person to leave. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only challenge I'm probably facing. I try to get too up, too down about it. So it just be what it be whatever it is. Yeah. But
then you gave him kudos, I know, for like stepping up and getting more money, but also kudos for like going for what you want. Because I know sometimes we always look at like the money and like roles, but really happiness I feel should lead your way in what your true desires are. And your desires are to move up and, in that company. So definitely kudos to that as well. The money is the bonus.
You definitely threw me the alley. For this,
hey, man,
for this
Destiny,
position.
Chris Paul, man. I'm trying to tell you, man. This is Chris Paul right here, bro.
Because I didn't know what I was finna do. And Destiny came in.
I had the same exact story, bro. I just didn't know. I was taught to her. I had COVID. Only y'all two called me. I ain't gonna keep saying that. But Destiny called me every day. We spoke for like almost an hour, some change, like more than one occasion throughout the days. And I asked you, just like, yo, you should just do this. She was like, I don't think you're gonna get it, but hey, it'd be a good look. And then damn, what do you fucking know? You know what I'm saying? It just happened. So
you didn't have to say the part where I said I didn't think you was gonna get it.
No, you know, because you was like, they got somebody for it, but you can take that person's role because they were DS. And I work with that person now. I don't think they would have did it, but it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna read the first one since it is mine, and now let Juan read the rest. I'm sorry, Jace read the rest. I'm trying to say his name. It's just hard.
Yeah.
So the first one I wrote, I said, nobody has all the answers. We all out here just trying to figure it out. All of us. All right. And I said that, and I said in my last thing, and I said it because I was talking to somebody, and they was like, well, I know you probably, since I work back in work, whatever, because I worked for a company for a certain amount of time, they was like, well, you probably doing your position with your eyes closed. That's how, and I get why they're saying that, but that was they outside looking in. They thinking, okay, well, you've been doing this, so you should know how to do this role already. But like I was saying, I had never really seen it done correctly, really, technically speaking. You know what I'm saying? So I get why somebody would feel that way, but I don't have the answers for that role. Like I don't know. It's days I don't know what to do. It's days that I don't know everything. I have to call somebody else. You know what I'm saying? To find out. I've called her. Hey, how I do this? I don't know how to do everything. But like I said, hey, nobody got all the answers. Like even the person that's above you don't have them all. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You might not question certain things, but ain't nobody out here got all the answers. And I talked to a guy one time, and his name was Wayne, and he was on my podcast, and he said that one time. He said it differently, but I always agree with that. Like we all out here just trying to figure it out. When you're young, you think your parents got all the answers because of how they protecting you and how they put a roof over your head. But really, when you grow up, you realize they ain't know what they were doing at the time either. You know what I'm saying? They just kind of trying to figure it out as life go along. And even to this day, it's like that. You know what I'm saying? Like no matter what, like I got kids, they might feel like I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I was showing my daughter this morning. I was like, she thinks a lot of money. She's like, you ain't got $1,000. Luckily we just got paid. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, ha ha ha. You know, let me show you something real quick. But as I'm showing, she's like, oh, you can buy me a mansion.
Oh man,
that's not how it works. You know what I'm saying? Got old girl trying to sell me a house now. I don't have that. I ain't got it.
Let's get her a mansion. Let's put
I ain't
her
got
in
it.
Oh,
But I say I made that thing because I think sometimes, depending on how you handle situations and how you carry yourself, people will really think that you got it all figured out. And you really don't, but you got yourself together. But sometimes you even got that together. You just look like you do. So that's why I say that. Normally, like I was waiting for you to kind of take over or something, or just kind of throw your area.
I got you.
And I feel like people don't always like. I feel like social media has already has affected that a lot.
Yes.
Because no one is really showing.
Failures.
Oh well, yeah, the failures or the time when you were struggling or when you didn't know the answers, when you had a breakdown in the car for 5 minutes and didn't know why you were crying. I feel like with social media and just society now, no one really wants to be super authentic and open. And so you're left to assume that everyone does have it figured out and you're the only one who, you know, is kind of stuck or trying to figure things out. So I, for one, can say that I have been trying to Well, I feel like I've always been really good with opening up and telling people like, oh, I'm struggling in this. But I can say I'm not a person that posts about it. Or, you know, if you look on my social media, you may say like, oh, well, she's super happy. She has her job figured out. She knows what she wants to do. She's engaged to be married. She knows how marriage life is going to be. And when really I'm terrified, trying to figure everything out, trying to balance everything. Am I doing this well enough? Even down to the fact, am I being a great sister? Am I being a great daughter? I feel like it's difficult, and a lot of people don't talk about how difficult it can be.
I definitely sympathize with that. I was just going to say that. I was just going to bring that up because, like, people have, like, this view of you when you don't post none of that stuff, but you post all the good stuff, or you're an artist or something like that. They think you got all this stuff figured out, but you really don't. And they asking you for money, or they ask you for this advice, or and you like, dog, I'm going through the same thing, bro. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. I don't got no game. I'm trying to figure out too. But as soon as I get it, I give you the same game. And I definitely agree with the social media thing because
I just think it give you a false outlook on somebody's life a lot of times because nobody, like I said, nobody posting their failures. It's very rare somebody post like, hey, this is the 7th time I did it, but I got it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You see when they got it, that's it. You don't see the step it took to get where they at.
And then sometimes in my head, I'm thinking like, one day I'm going to tell somebody like, you know how you see people say like, oh, before I took this picture, I was crying. And, you know, before we took this picture, we were arguing and we didn't know if we were going to make it or whatever. I always say that I want to be one of those type of people, but then I feel like that ain't none of y'all business. So, you know.
Nah, and that's funny. Everything everybody just said was just that, like, somebody might say you make more money now. So they feel like, yeah, but you just said like you ain't know what the hell you were going to do.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know what I'm saying? You just took a leap of, you just did something different, but everybody know how scary it is going to a whole different area when you kind of comfortable where you at. Mm-hmm. She was number one when she was at. Like she was good. It was okay. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But you making that transfer, but nobody see that. Nobody understands that. Nobody hears that. They think you got to figure it out because of what they seeing. Oh, and not what you're saying. Right.
And I think it's also about being honest too. Like, I have made it a point when people ask me how I'm doing, like, I'm telling them, like, yeah, you know, how's the new job going? Like, he knows, like, I'll be like, well, I really like it, but I'm struggling. Like, I don't pick up on things as fast as I thought I was going to. It's a little more challenging. And I also feel that by when you open up and tell people what's going on, it also opens up a safe space for them as well to share what they have going on. So I feel like we have to do that and really check on each other and be genuine when you ask someone, like, what's going on, how you're feeling.
We just got to stop putting people on a pedestal. Not just us, but, like, just people in general. We got to stop putting people on a pedestal because everyone is human. Like, I don't know if y'all seen True Story yet. But it's some characters on there, and one of them was like, you a superhero. And he's like, no, I'm not a superhero. I'm a human person. Being, I make mistakes just like everybody else. And as soon as everybody gets that, the better life will be.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, we all human. Everybody make mistakes. Everybody going to do something sounding crazy. But
nobody perfect.
Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of times people think somebody got a perfect life because they post and everything looks perfect, but a lot of times it's far from that. Honestly, sometimes the stuff you see like that, those people got the most problems. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes they use social media as that space to feel like they perfect as well. But I feel like sometimes people put themselves in you put yourself in a bad predicament because then you feel like you gotta adhere to that all the time. Yeah. Like you can't. Nobody can perfect all their life.
Yeah.
You know, and that's when people go through depression because they held to this standard and they feel like they gotta keep it up. I see that a lot. Like people that especially get out of high school, like. You know, you be famous in high school, quote unquote, whatever.
Properly.
You go to college and then you be depressed afterward because you just had that high school kind of glory. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's the first time I seen it. Like I seen it on that level. But yeah, I agree with you though. I think that and True Story was actually a pretty good show. I ain't gonna lie. Kevin Hart did his thing. I ain't think I'm gonna like it, but he did a thing, man.
I was wondering when you said True Story, I was really trying to connect it. Like, what is True Story? I've heard that.
What's that slang? What's that slang? Jay-Z said one time. Now I'm playing. You can read the next one, bro. I'm ready. I'm really a top tier. Now you went too slow. I'm really a top tier experience. I had no business letting some of y'all experience me.
Yeah, I feel like even though we just said what we just said about being
on the person
not perfect and all that, like I feel like
not being perfect. Shit, you know what I'm saying?
Because like I feel like we each should have our confidence. We each bring something to the table. Even though we're not perfect, we all are different. We all have something unique about us that we bring to each relationship or each friendship. So yeah, we should feel confident in that. I feel confident in what I bring to the table.
Okay, so I'm gonna do the opposite because I have not always felt confident or known my true value or, been like, nah, that's not really my crowd. Sometimes I did try to fit in, like, oh, well, they look popular or they look like they cute, so I want to hang with them. Not having anything in common with these people, just kind of want to look like it's where I'm supposed to be. I feel like a lot of people do that too, but I can definitely speak from experience. But I feel like it taught me something, so it was definitely worth it because then you start to, once you start to figure yourself out and things that you like, you can stand up for yourself more and say, like, no, that's just not my cup of tea, and I'm fine with that. But it does take, I feel like, growing, learning yourself, and I'm still learning myself. So I feel like probably 3 years from now, maybe next week, I'll probably say, yeah, I didn't really belong there either. But it's just a growing process. Basically, like we were just talking about with the last one, we don't have it figured out.
Right.
So when you don't have things figured out, sometimes you're gonna take a L with some of the people that you let into your safe space.
Right.
So yeah,
I agree. I think when I first seen that, I ain't gonna lie, I was definitely thinking about more so relationships, but I think friendship as well. Like you be hanging around somebody that you like. Not saying nothing about it bad, but you really like you. I ain't supposed to hang with you. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm the prize here. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't get nothing out of hanging with you. But like you said, you got to know your self-worth. I think when you a certain age, like I think you just turned 25, right? So you at the age where like sometimes you 25, you don't know yet. What? You all right? How old are you?
25.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah, I'm 30. You know what I'm saying? So you don't really know yet. You know what I'm saying? That last 5 years to 30. It's like it really put you there. Like at least for me, I can't speak for everybody, but for me, it was like you going, like you said, take some L's. You going to be around the wrong people sometimes. You gonna be in some bad situations. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I think at that age, you start to reflect more, and you got to go through situations. That's the only you gain wisdom, and when you gain that kind of knowledge of yourself. You ain't gonna know yourself until you kind of experiment. So you know, okay, I can't hang with this kind of person. This ain't my cup of tea.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So like even, and you can speak to like. I've been around people, I don't drink, but I know I don't. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to try to make myself, I know what I want to do. So I feel comfortable, even no matter how much they pressure me to do that, I'm going to not do it just because I'm cool with myself and how I am. You know what I'm saying? And I think that when you got relationships with certain people, whether it's romantic or friendship, a lot of times if you don't know your worth, but people will see it before you sometimes.
Definitely. I feel like my mom used to always tell me that, like, people will see your worth before you even see it, like, all the time. And really, I used to just be like, girl, you just trying to cheer me up. Because when she's telling me this, like, I'm crying, like, oh, they don't want to be my friend. Like, she like, no, people see your worth even when you don't see it. And I know we were talking about, like, friendships, relationships, but even in, like, careers and, like, sometimes I feel like
mainly there.
Definitely. Yeah. You definitely fall, sell yourself short with some of these jobs and roles. Because I feel like that's one thing that I feel like people don't really talk about, like how to conduct yourself in a business setting. Like, of course, we talked about interviews and all of that, but you're also selling yourself. And I know we talked about that last time. Yeah. But sometimes, I pretty much thought like, oh, well, shoot, the money looks good. Yeah, I'm supposed to be here. This is definitely where I'm supposed to be. And it wasn't where I was supposed to be. Yeah.
But I think sometimes like people, they see your worth from a mile away because they know you're younger. Like even for somebody like you, right? Or like I could tell your attributes and what you could bring to the table from a friendship or any kind of relationship, right? So I might see from a mile away, but I'm not the type of person to shun you. Like I'm gonna try to let you see as well. Some people will push you away, and like you saying by not being your friend, some people see you got that leader in you. They a leader already. Where they at? They're like, oh no, I gotta keep her out of here.
Right.
So what they'll do is they'll gather people around them, like, look, me ain't mess with her. You know what I'm saying? Like, but they also know that you're not confident yet to know what they know about you. They see it, but they know you don't see it yet.
Yeah.
So it's like it's all a con game anyway. At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? But that's kind of what they'll do. But a lot of times, like she said, people will try to fight their way into something when you really ain't got to fight your way in. You just got to be there because it's yours. It's ordained to be yours anyway.
Yep.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's the importance of knowing your self-worth, and that's why like, anything for with women, girls, like boys, I feel like that's something your parents really installing you. Like she just said, they installing you. But like, if you ain't believe in it, you still gotta take it in because you ain't gonna know yet. But if you don't believe in it, like you'll get played out here.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the parent job to tell them. Like, look, your parents will tell you, like, yo, this person not really your friend.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna believe him. You know what I'm saying? Then
Definitely not.
2 years down the line,
Like, you
damn,
cannot
you know
tell
what?
me some of these people were not gonna be my husband. I was just telling my fiance that. Like,
He was
that was
trying to
supposed to
hear
be my husband.
Like, all
Like,
right now.
okay, if we being honest, if we're being honest, you've been in those relationships when you're like, oh, this is just so meant to be. Like, this is my
Yeah.
person. You know, your mama be like, girl, you ain't gonna know their name in 3 years.
Yeah.
I'm like, why could you? How dare
You
you
really think it's
say
negative,
that?
but honestly, like, when your parents say that, it's like by the time you get older, it's like, you know what, you were right about 10 times. So
Exactly.
I'm gonna believe you next time. You know,
Yeah.
we got it.
I'm trying to help you.
Right.
But
Like-
it take a long time to get there.
Yeah.
Definitely. Like, I'm just now at the age where I can be like, and still sometimes I'm like, yeah,
That's
she
funny.
don't know.
Like, even your parents gotta gain their worth. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I'm worth something, bro.
Right.
Like, I've
Yeah.
been telling you right from wrong for like 25
right?
years. You know, at some
Yeah.
point you gotta listen.
No,
So-
you definitely had to earn it.
But I definitely agree with that meme. You know, like, and when you going through them experiences, I always tell people like, I hate to say this, but like a guy that ain't supposed to be with a certain girl or vice versa, they'll catch him at the right time for them because they don't know their worth yet. You ever see somebody and like, I hate to say it, but like they just shouldn't be together. Whether it's look wise, I don't know, or just treating wise. Once that person realize their self worth, that's usually when they leave, and then that person looked like they found their nose up or they thought they better. No, they just found out what they were worth, and now they moving accordingly.
Yeah.
And that the other person knew it the whole time.
Oh,
Like, you knew.
Like I said, they knew it the whole thing, but they
You
will bring
knew
you
it.
down. They will guilt trip you into staying, guilt trip you into being around you. They'll try to make you not see it. They'll make you like enemies with everybody else that who see it in you.
Yep.
Right.
Because that's the ally at that point.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
Every time it's
shit.
got soul ties and all of that. So now it's hard for you to leave this person. You trying to figure out. Then you looking back like, why did I even stay with that person? Like, I hear it all the time.
I seen a meme saying that too, and that's why I think too. Like when it's so much stuff you're not supposed to do until a certain age because it take that much wisdom and that much
Yeah.
time to
Definitely.
know. So when you do have a kid at that young age, you think y'all together for y'all above 18, but how
Right.
it's very rare that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the 18-year-old, this person ain't gonna be the 20-year-old that person. You know what I'm saying?
Still
So,
got life to live.
I'm trying to tell you.
They ain't
Everybody
even
seen
fully
cool in high
grown
school.
yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So, you gonna read the next one?
All right. Fellas, rejection is okay. If she say no, turn aggressive or even violent won't get you her number.
Preach. I'm gonna let the lady go first here, cause I know she get hollered at all the time.
Well, I do, No, seriously, I've never. Okay, you do not have to turn your face up like that. First of all, I wish I
You
could
just
see
gonna
you.
say-
My man
Like,
was
why
like-
did
just
he
gonna
do
say-
my man like this.
that?
I want to see what
Right.
you was going to say. I'm
Right.
interested in your take.
Man, okay, so with
Yeah,
this
that's
one,
funny.
I cannot too much. It's not that funny. So yeah, I can't relate too much because I've never been in a situation where someone has.
You don't
kind-
pump gas?
But they've never gotten violent with me.
Oh.
I've never been in a situation where someone has got super offended or aggressive or anything like
They
that
ain't never
with
like
me.
F you. None of that stuff.
No,
That's crazy. Where you
No.
pumping gas at?
in safe spaces.
There we go.
Kroger. No, I'm just playing.
Yeah, I get it now. I see now.
If
They
Target had a
members.
gas station, I would be at the Target gas station.
I forgot about you and Target.
Yes, that's a free plug.
What
You
you
need to
think?
stop.
What you think? You pro black. You stand up for women. He don't like that. He don't like somebody dissing women. So
I don't either.
So, me, it rolls off of what we was just saying, like with the self-worth and stuff. You probably got an ego problem or something going on. If a rejection of like that person may not even be meant for you, and you trying to force their hand to be with you, like that's not even. Why would you even want that to transpire? You know what I'm saying?
may not be in the
If
same
you
level anyway.
you know what I'm saying? Like if this woman is rejecting you the whole time and she clearly don't want to be with you, she probably got something going on or anything. Or she just probably don't like you. Why would you try to force your way onto
Right.
this person? You know what I'm saying?
By the way, she don't need
Anyway.
a reason either. She don't have to have a reason.
That's what I'm
She
saying.
just
She don't
not
have to
want
have a
She don't
reason.
have
That's
to
what I was
have a
thinking about. Like she
reason.
don't have to have a reason. It don't have to be a boyfriend. None of that.
And niggas
She
can't.
could just
niggas can't
clearly
stomach that.
don't like you.
sometimes.
Yeah.
I've seen there's a video
That much
earlier,
of a
earlier
gut
this
punch.
year in New York, and I think a girl was coming to the liquor store, and it was like 4 or 5 guys trying to holler her in there. And she just kind of didn't talk to them,
Yeah.
and they beat her up. That's like the third time that happened in that
fucked up.
area. You know what I'm saying? And I be feeling back. I'm like, I was talking to somebody on the phone that I said, well, damn, I feel bad for women sometimes. 'Cause I feel like they do got to make a choice in them situations to whether they should just give the number up for their safety or take that road and be like, I'm going to say no and then see what happens. But that's a decision they shouldn't have to make at all. Like you should be able to say no and keep it moving.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So that's wild to me. But there are women that will give their number out for that reason because you got 6 people at this. I'm gonna keep using gas station because that's what I be seeing.
Yeah.
Mind you, she pulling up in the damn BMW or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's washed, it's all nice, and you stand in the gas station all day. Yeah, she's not gonna talk to you. They have nothing in common.
Right.
But I don't know.
And I feel like a lot of times they need to put their mom in that predicament. Like, if your mom said
perfect.
no to someone, would you want her to be like feel threatened and not feel safe?
Yeah.
I feel like we definitely have to, like, just like men want women to protect them, and they want to be vulnerable around them. I feel like it's the same vice versa, but it's getting out of hand with that. So yeah,
Way out of hand.
I also feel like my mom always told me this, like, don't go telling somebody, like, half of the time you go tell a female about the dude, they'll end up getting mad at you. So, I mean, I feel like all of that kind of coincides and goes with that as well, because kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. Sometimes when you do care, I'm one of the people I love really hard. So I just always looked at me like getting super involved with basically me just loving that individual. Like, oh, I'm like that because I love you. And then sometimes I know it's also damaged our friendships because I did care so much. So it's like, dang, girl, why do you care this much? Like, clearly I'm happy. And I had to see that, like, yeah, you are happy. You are grown. You can make your own choices. But I think when you love someone, it's hard to just sit back. And no matter how, I talk about it and say, well, I'll never do it again. Once you see that person going down the wrong path, I'll do it again in a heartbeat. Like, no, stop, please. Because I feel like that's what we're here for. Once I go through something or, have been through something, why would I want you to go through it? If I see you going down the wrong path, why wouldn't I want to try to pull you into the, right direction? So I just feel like that about it.
Yeah.
I'm going to make this the last one. It says, don't stress about what could or should happen because what did happen prepared you for what's going to happen.
Say it one more time.
Don't stress about what could or should happen. I guess they meant could have or should have happened. Because what did happen prepared you for what's going to happen. It's like, don't stress about the past because whatever happened is kind of preparing you for the future.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I always think about, I think that's really my motto. Like, I'm always like, shoulda, coulda, woulda, but didn't. And had I not gone through XYZ, would I be where I am today? Or would I still have some of the same values and the morals? Because all of the mistakes, all of the blessings, it still teaches you something, and it prepares you for something. I'm in a place in my life now, really, where I'm like, I don't really know where I'm supposed to be, but I feel really clear about the direction that I'm headed towards. Like, I know that I'm finally going down, like, even with my career option that I've chosen, career path, I just feel that I don't really know. Like I said, I don't know where I'm going or what's the long-term goal of it all. But I just feel like I'm going in the right direction. Like, all of this has played a part in me getting here. And I'm so anxious to see how this is going to play a part, how this piece of the puzzle is going to match up to the others. But I definitely feel like they've all been little pieces. And even when I've hated some of the choices I've made, or some of the places that I've been in my life in some point of times, I feel like it's taught me so much. And I'm like, oh, because I went through that, oh, now I know how to handle this. Oh, I know how to say that. And I could just do that in a quick email, or, I could just call them up, or that can be solved with a quick conversation. And it not only makes it easier for me, it makes it easier for the next, similar to Destiny, because of course I already said there's only one Destiny, but similar person coming up, the next young Black girl that wants to follow my footprints or, go in a role that's similar to me. It helps me be able to guide them and say, hey, well, I did this. And I feel like a lot of times you have to go through it anyway, because without going through tests, there is no testimony. Like, you have to go through something in order to tell the story. If you didn't go through anything, or, it'll just be boring. Yeah.
I definitely agree. It's like a lot of stuff that's happened in my life, and I'll be like, damn, like, what if that didn't happen? I wish that didn't happen, but if that didn't happen, I wouldn't have grew.
Right.
That shit, like, made me grow up and helped me become the person I am. And I love who I am. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't change it for nothing. So it's just, you gotta, kind of take that shit with stride. Like, whether it's good or bad, don't worry about the other possibilities. Worry about what's going on now. Just keep moving forward. Roll with the punches type shit. Like, there was I'm trying not to keep giving personal or whatever, but
Nah, go ahead, get personal.
yeah, like, the last week of, like, my dad, like, being here type shit, I had an opportunity to go record some music in Charlotte, like, way better than what I was doing. Like, at the time, I only had like a Blue Snowball. I don't know if anybody know what that is. It's just like, yeah, it's just like $30. It was like $30. That's what I was recording off of, because that's all I could afford, and I didn't have the money to get the right equipment. So I had got an opportunity to go to Charlotte and actually get the right equipment out there for a week, and they had told me that he was gonna be better or whatever, and he was on hospice and all that, this, that, and the third. And I told him myself, like, yo, I'm finna go out there for a week, hold it down, be back. Type shit, I'll be back before Father's Day and all that. And, he passed when I got back. And I'd be thinking about that shit, like, especially a lot. Well, not so much now. I've kind of, like, gotten away from it and kind of dealt with it. But especially when it first happened, it was like, damn, like, I'm over here recording music and shit. That whole week I could have been here spending time with my dad, like, getting game and shit. But then it's like, if I would have did that, I would have never got that opportunity, because I took the whole week off to go do that opportunity to go over there and record that music. I made some of the best music I ever made when I was over there. And one of my best songs, which is Training Days, is out now.
Yeah.
You can go see that. But I wouldn't have made that had I not went on that trip. There's no telling what would have happened if I would have stayed. I can't think about that. I gotta think what actually did happen.
Right.
And take that in stride. Yeah. Gotta take the W's with the. You gotta take the L's with the wins.
Yeah, I definitely look at the meme as like a lot of times I always say that too. You gotta go through a lot of uncomfortable situations. That's the only way you're gonna be comfortable in life. Like,
yeah,
anything you do is gonna be uncomfortable at first. And I could with y'all, you know what I'm saying? I speak about Destiny more so, but like I said, when she first came to, it wasn't like everybody open arms for her. It wasn't everybody was talking to her. But a lot of uncomfortable situations, it just make you comfortable. Like, you just gradually you'll get comfortable over time. But that's the same thing with that. Like, if you don't stress on that, your day to day, like it'll just build you for the future. So like 2 years from now, I always think about that. Like, if something happened to me, and like, I don't get too up or down. I get mad if like I mess up on something here. Like, I might get upset, but really, I just feel like, okay, well, it wasn't meant to be. Whatever, we'll scrap it. We'll just go in from there.
Yeah.
But I always feel like some way down the line, it's preparing me for something else.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So like, whether you young, I don't care. You lose your keys or something. Like, when you're young, you lose your keys, you think that's the end of the world. But now you just gotta be more responsible. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be more responsible from now on. You know what I'm saying? So anything that ever happened, I always try to look at the positive of it, and I just go from there. Like, since I've been like 18, 19, I always done that. I don't harp on nothing. If I lose something, lose money, lose whatever, I don't care. I mean, I care about it, but at the same time, I'm thinking about, okay, well, I gotta be better next time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel like I said, I feel like that's my motto, because really, if you call and like start to vent to me or start to complain, I'm always like, oh, what's up? Well, it's gonna be for something better. This just mean it wasn't for you. But I do know sometimes when it comes to me being in that situation, I am not as open to hearing that. So like, I actually recently, probably about 5 months ago, applied for a role that I was really, really interested in at the time. I thought I should have gotten it. Turns out I messed up on my resume, so we're not even going to talk about what I sent in to the people.
Remember you told me about that?
It was so frustrating. I went back and looked at it. It was like everything was off. I was just like, I cannot believe I did that. But even with that, like, I was so disappointed, and my fiance was just like, well, it's just not meant to be. Like, that means it's something better for you. This is not the one. And I had to think about it. Like, that's what I tell people all the time. Like, this is just not the one. And I feel like sometimes you'll actually make yourself feel better if you sit and realize that, like, this was just not meant for me. It wasn't the right time. And even though it could be for me down the road, but at that time, it just was not for me. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think that a lot of times And what you were saying, like people don't want to hear the positive sometimes. But like I said, any regardless of what you go through, you think of anything you went through, anything like. I guarantee it prepared you for something down the line. Like you might not see it, you're not gonna see it in that moment, but you're gonna see it later on. You know what I'm saying? Like anything, regardless of what. And I always say, like even for like my current life now, like even the podcast and stuff like I'm doing, I did media stuff before this. I don't think it worked out like the way I might have wanted it to work out, but like I wouldn't take this back for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like it kind of like. Now I know how to attack it, or I know what to do, or I thought I did. It worked, so I don't know if it was before. I'm gonna take it though. But yeah, anything you do, like it don't matter. Like that's just life. Like you're never gonna get comfortable with anything unless you're uncomfortable first. Nobody, like I said again, nobody has all the answers. So like you're not gonna go out there and just know how to basketball, know how to rap, or know how to do whatever. Like you gotta learn it. It's always gonna be uncomfortable time to learn, and every time a situation don't go your way, it's gonna be uncomfortable for you. You know what I'm saying? So.
And sometimes doing it in comfortable positions too. I feel like sometimes I've been in areas in my life where I've been super comfortable and it didn't work out for me. And I'm like, dang, everything was going good. So I feel like that is even more challenging when you feel like it's going good and you've already been accepted for it. Like you're pretty much like, this is it. This is the one. And then it crumbles. It's hard for it to be that way then as well. I think sometimes with those type of roles or, whatever aspects in your life, it really does take time. So like down the road, I'm like, oh, that's why that didn't really work out for me. And it could be something crazy that you hear about it and it's just like, oh yeah. So thank you God for watching out for me because you knew better. And I think that's really why we have to pray and ask God for guidance and ask for, him to lead us and direct us and give us the plans and for us to be in his purpose and in his will for our lives, because sometimes we don't always know. We feel like we know what's best for us. And really, if I knew what was really best for me in some of these things, I would really be jacked up by now. But thankfully, he's led me in the right direction.
I think the main thing from the post is like, don't stress, because a lot of times something going wrong or something happen and you can't change it anyway. It's like stressing about it keeps you in that moment.
Yep.
So like you can't even get over it because you're still stuck in the moment. Like I tip all the time. If I get upset, I mean, it's certain things I can do that I get upset. I might play Anita Baker. I love Anita Baker. I just play his music. I drive. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Some people have to complain. Some people have to complain about it in order to get over it. And I'm okay with that. If I know you and I know like if you complain to me a few times and you'll get over it, I'm okay. But if you complain again and again, I ain't trying to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Like anybody tell you that. We have a lot of conversations where I don't look at it complaining. I feel like this. You gotta make a distinction whether it's venting or it's complaining. If you venting, I'm gonna let you talk, and I'm gonna just talk back to you, and we'll just kind of, clear the air that way. Cause I feel like most time when we get off the phone with each other, it's like whatever. All right, cool, bet. All right, well. But like if you complaining, then I have to deal with you differently. Like I'm gonna give you what I want to give you, and I mean that's it. I'm gonna give the phone. Like, I'm not even gonna stay on the phone for 2 hours. You complain. I'm sorry. You complain a few minutes. I'm gonna let you get your shit off, whatever. I'm gonna tell you what I think. You know what I'm saying? My pros and cons to this, and that's it. I don't want to keep going back and forth.
And having people like that in your life who are always calling and complaining, or it's something. I know we all know that one person, like, it's just, dang, it's something always wrong with you. Like, you never have a good day. Like, you can never just say how you doing and be like, I'm good. Like, it's either like, oh, my head was just killing me today.
You know what I hate about that the most, though? Like, if somebody's like that in life, is the fact that you don't get a chance to vent to them. Like, it's people that will call you, and they just vent, and you don't get a chance to vent at all.
Yeah.
Like, it's no what's the word? Reciprocity. Yeah, that's the word. It's like I'm telling you, I'll be stuttering. So I'm trying to trying to get it right. I got it out right.
Okay.
Reciprocity. Thanks for Lauryn Hills. You know what I'm saying? But it's that, like, if you could vent to me, I need to be able to vent to you.
Right.
Then at that point, we got a rapport, so I'm okay with that. So like, and I speak on one. I tell him, like, if something going wrong, let me know. Most times I have to call him because he'll let me know, but I hear from somebody else. Let me call Juan. What's going on? Yeah, bro, I ain't want to tell you, nigga. Why not? You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I got shit I want to tell you, nigga. I want to release some stuff because I might can't vent to you.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just, but when you know a person is willing to dish it out and also can take the venting as well, it's a beautiful relationship at that point.
Definitely.
We always on the phone. Like, if me and her on the phone for an hour, it's not her talking for an hour. We both going back and forth and just venting about this, that, and third.
Yeah.
And but we also coming up with solutions too. Like, okay, you know what? And sometimes she'll come on her own. She'll talk about it and she's like, but you know what? I did do this, so I ain't gotta say nothing. You know what I'm saying? But I could deal with that. But just complaining the whole time and like not having no solution and just want me to feel sorry for you, it's not happening. Like it's not happening.
I feel like I'm bad with that though with my friends because I am the friend that's kind of like always with a solution. Like, oh girl, stop crying. We could just do ABC, and they be like, girl, please just let me cry. So I feel like it's also important that we do let people vent. Yeah. I am learning that. They don't really too much care for me all the time.
It's important to do that, but at the same time, like I said, you do need that friend. Like, but you gotta know who you calling. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know who you calling.
I feel like we all got like different. You play different roles in your relationships. Like in some friendships, I'm the person that you could. Nah, not in none. I'm not like that in none of mine. So I take that back. Yeah, I'm just not that person. But I do have friends that say like, well, yeah, I called so and so first because I knew they would let me talk, and and now I'm calling you because I know you're gonna also listen to me, but you're gonna be like, okay, so what's the plan? What we finna do? Like, come on, let's go, let's get it.
I think in person, like on the phone, I'm cool, right? But in person, I know people know like, all right, he ain't type of person I can cry around. Like, don't just go cry around him. Like, I'll say Nate like that. She'll come cry, right? But she know I ain't dealing with that. So I think only time she come to me when she about to cry is when she need to go back on the floor and be tough. Cause you gonna leave here no crying. Like we gonna be standing looking at you like, all right, now you tighten up now. You know what you got going on. Right. But that's what you need sometimes. I'ma still listen to what you're saying, but I'm gonna let you know like you can't be out here like this. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta have friends that know you enough to know like what they can say and what they can't say to you. Cause you also want somebody that just like don't have no feelings. You know what I'm saying? Be like, look, you can't cry. This shit, get on my face. Yeah. That's what you don't want. But you want somebody that's gonna listen to you, take it in, and then lead you in the right direction or push you, because you might know where it got to go, but you need your friend to just tell you like, this is what we're going to do.
Yeah, definitely. And I've also realized that as much as I do that to my friends, I'm not really that friend that wants to hear something. Like, if I'm crying, don't tell me like, oh, girl, so what you going to do now? I don't know. Like, I don't know. And I'm like, don't worry. I do that all the time. Like, I had one friend, I was crying on the phone. I was telling her about it. She was like, yeah, so what you going to do? Like, I got so mad I didn't say anything to her, but in my head, I'm just like, how dare you ask me what I'm going to do? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Like, it's cool. It's cool to have solutions, but you can't be firm when somebody, like, you got to know when to be firm. And when somebody crying, it's not time to be firm.
Mm-hmm. See? Yeah,
you got to kind of walk away. And you got to know the person, because some people are really delicate. You got to handle them differently. Like,
you got to read the room, bro.
You got to read the room, bro. Like, you should know your friends. Yeah. Like, you should know your friends. Mm-hmm. But I also feel like as a friend, you got to know who you coming to. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Don't go to the hard ass if you want to get baby. Yeah. Go to the person that's gonna baby you, right. Unless you just know you don't need a baby. Yeah. At that point, you making the right decision. But yeah, like I feel like that. Like, I'm the friend. You call me, we could talk, vent, whatever, and we'll go from there. I'll stop what I'm doing. I'll be at work sometime. I probably can't do it when I'm working, but I'll take time of my day to listen to what somebody's saying. Mm-hmm. If I can't, then that's different. But I don't mind. But yeah, you ain't about to complain every single day now. No. Right. I'm gonna ask you, like, hey, so nothing good happened today? Like, nothing good. Yeah. You ain't eat nothing that was nice? Like, nothing.
So I don't know how to have conversations with people when they always complain. I just start avoiding them. Like, after a while, you just know like I'm not
exactly. You're not going to talk to them. Like, oh my god,
because I don't even know what to tell you.
What if you're having a good day? Like, you don't want
I feel like I'm stunting on you.
And I feel
having a good day.
For real.
That's like transferring like your negative energy onto me. Mm-hmm. Like, you gotta watch what type of phone conversations you are starting to have. Mm-hmm. Just like we were saying, like knowing the people and the circles that you're in, because people understand. Like, they'll know that, like, oh, Jermaine, he's just gonna listen to me. Like, let me go and dump that on him. And it's true. Like, sometimes I've been feeling bad and told someone what I've been feeling, and I'm just like, woo, glad you listened to me. And now they all sad.
Hold it down.
Like,
but you also got that done to you a lot of times too. We talk on the phone, so I feel like him automatically. Like, all right, well, I'll see you later. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, hold up. I'm depressed. You know what I'm saying? I'm depressed for you, but you good to go? Yeah. But yeah, I agree with Destiny. Like, you, like that energy is crazy. Like, how it'll transfer. Like, you telling me something. Like a little, a little while ago, like in the room, the energy was a little down. Like, I felt bad because anytime bring your dad out, I feel bad for you because I don't know what that feel like. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't know what it feel like even if it happened because I don't have that relationship with my dad. But I don't want to know either. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. like just but that transfer, like I don't know how I feel, but I know I don't because of the energy you transfer when you talk about it. I always see how you look when you talk about it. I look away every time. You know, I be looking, I'm like,
Yeah, you did.
every
start
time.
fumbling over there. I was like, what's going on?
Because anytime that ever happen, he always sitting right there. Anytime I talk about that, it's like I could just feel it. It's like a dark cloud come over the room.
It was like I will be honest. Like I was legit gonna cry, and I was
I felt it for you.
Do not cry. Like do not cry. Do not.
I was so happy he said
cry.
that. That's some of the best music I made. I said, cool, we going up now.
Right.
We going up. We going up.
Before I was waiting because before when we were talking, he was like, I don't want to be too dark. And look at me, I'm like, no, talk about it. Tell us.
So I was like, bump it.
Yeah. So no, but I needed to hear.
But
I feel like a lot of people need to hear
that transferring. I always tell him his real story in real life is like really, it's up and down. So we still trying to figure out how we going to do it because you don't want to say it and like he said he has a surviving parent. You don't want her to hear it and feel like, well, damn, did I do anything good? Because if he tell it how he probably want to tell it, that's how it's going to come off sometimes. So I'm still trying to get it to where he can tell it to where it's like she can hear it and just feel like, okay, this is how I came up, but I still love my mom's. And sometimes it's hard to do, like illustrate both because it's like he still got questions of why I was like that. You know what I'm saying? But his story, like I always tell his story, like I love his story. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
I love
feel like a lot of people are like that with their parents though. Like sometimes you just want to tell them like, you really messed me up with that.
You ever tell your parents something? They like that ain't happened. Like I was there. Like I was there. That happened, bro.
I was
that
just
happened.
listening to something. I don't know, and they were like. I don't know. It was somebody talking about telling their parents something and how Kendall. That's what it was. He was saying like how parents should be receptive of what the kids are telling them. Like, oh, okay, I understand. I didn't know at the time that's how it came off to you, but I get it now. But then I also feel like parents, they take on a lot. Like I was just telling one, I'm 28. If y'all watched the earlier one, I said 25. But
yeah,
it's
about to say okay.
Yeah, whatever. I'm 28, so I was telling one. I was like, my mom at 28, she had 2 kids. I can only imagine with someone at my age, like me with 2 kids. I can barely go to work and come home and not take a nap. So just thinking about the pressures and everything that they have on them as parents, because like you said earlier. A lot of times you think like your parents can do no wrong growing up. Like they have all the answers. They are the, perfect parent. And then you start thinking like, oh no, that was kind of wrong. But they did the best they could at the time and what they had. So. And
that's the only reason why like I've been pulled when we did. 'Cause I'm like, nah, hold on, we got to draw back because I would want when I finally saw your mom, I was like. None of this was purpose, you know what I'm saying? She went out here to do it on purpose, so I had to pull it back. I feel like that's a sweet lady. I can't, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, your story is your story, you know.
Yeah.
But this was dope. I liked it. I think that we did a great job on the memes. You know what I'm saying? Good connection there. You did a good job, Des. You know what I'm saying? Juan, you did a good job. Proud of you. You know. But yeah, I definitely feel like energy is definitely transferable. You got to kind of. Like you got, that's why I got to call me. You got good news too, bro.
Well,
if you call me and you got bad news, call me some good news, please. Like I might need to hear that day. I might want to feel happy for somebody. I might have a bad day, so I was happy when you called and like you told me like, yo, I got the job. I was like, thank God, she get the fuck up out of there. I was happy because
like, Doran, why are you so happy?
Because I was the only one. I felt bad. Like I felt, how everybody's family there. I felt like I left people. You know what I'm saying? Do you know how that go? People talk to us, me and you, definitely all the time. So I felt like. Left nigga stranded, you know what I'm saying? Then he going through all this stuff like, hey man, what's going on with this? I don't know. I ain't there no more, bro. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I felt good that finally somebody else was like, I gotta dip out of here too. I felt like I was a traitor a little bit, but now I don't. So.
Oh no, I still felt like I was a traitor. Like I left people hanging, but then I had to think about it. Like, shoot, they would have left me hanging in the drop of a dime. Like, if a better opportunity, you cannot tell me if somebody knocked on everybody's door with a better opportunity that they wouldn't jump on it.
Yeah, I always think, like you said, you don't think about the time, you think about the future, right? And I think about, like, since then, and no disrespect to nobody, but, like, I only talked to certain people since then anyway. So it ain't like I don't feel too bad because, like, not everybody gonna keep up with you. You know what I'm saying? I talked to you, more than anybody. You know what I'm saying? So I don't feel too bad. I just I be feeling like, damn, like, you might miss the person, or people. But then in the day, like I said, life goes on. You gotta
and if it was true, and if it was more than, that's how I always look at it. Like if it was more to it than Lowe's, you'll still be around them. You still hang out. But it is difficult. It was more difficult for me, I guess, just because I was so complacent in it after a while. Yeah. Like that was what I knew. But then I had to come back and say, like, darn, when I first walked into it, I didn't see myself being here for that long. Like, I legit told everyone I was going to be there for a year. And I used to get offended because people would say, oh, everybody say that when they come here. Everybody say they only going to be here for a year. So when I started knocking on 3, I was like, dang.
That's still a different breed, though. I think this it's just it's the camaraderie of I mean, I know it's a lot of individualism, but when you really build a rapport with people, you got camaraderie there, and like you grow. I was talking to her about P51, how we all got cooler.
Oh yeah.
During P51, everybody asked me, "How you cool one? How you cool one?" And I always tell them, like, "That's how you cool." But really, you was cool and get wrong, but we wasn't like super tight until P51. I picked you up almost every day, ate lunch every day. We played with Destiny, we had spaghetti every day, which we ain't getting to in a meme, but that's all good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm proud of you. By the way.
Y'all had a different. Y'all had a meme about the spaghetti?
Screenshot. Remember?
Oh,
Nah, I ain't gonna go into that, but I want to say congrats. To Destiny. She cooked some spaghetti yesterday, and it took about an hour, 45 minutes, right? Something like that. The time I said it should take. Love, man. And it's the best spaghetti she ever made in her life.
No one ever said that. First of all,
call him, please. Can you call him and ask him?
No.
Oh, yeah. It's the best spaghetti.
Let's make some noise for Destiny, man. Let's make some noise.
My spaghetti is good.
Aggressive. B aggressive. B
aggressive. B aggressive.
See?
Oh my God.
She was in there cheering, making the spaghetti and stuff. I like that. Spaghetti looked good. I ain't gonna lie. It looked good.
You did say it looked good twice, so you must really mean it. Did it look good?
It look good.
I mean, I know you like
I'm vegan. That, but yeah, it look good.
Love. Tell her. Everything is different when you make it with love, bro.
I said that.
Finally. Damn.
Wait, what do you mean? I said that the first
When
time.
you make it with love. You know, you don't make spaghetti with love. You told us you told her one time? You went there one day. She said, oh, I put it on going to shower. When I'm out of the shower, it's finished.
No, I didn't. I said, first of all, and I did take a shower yesterday, and the same thing. Let me tell you what you do.
Yeah.
You put
that wasn't a tutorial.
Whatever. You put the noodles on, you let it boil. So when you're doing the beef or the turkey or whatever, you're going to let that, simmer in there. That Prego has to sit and simmer.
All right, man. Give it one time for Chef Ramsay in the building, man. All right, man. This is dope. I know you got to go out for drinks and stuff, so shout out to you, man.
I don't think it's too late now, ain't it?
Perfect.
Ain't it? What time is it?
I'm glad. Yeah.
What time is it?
Go home.
Yes.
Go home.
Oh,
Go.
All right, we out, man. Yeah, we good.
10:18.